Hey, Silver Moon, thank you for joining. How you doing today? All right, guys, we're going to be getting started in a couple of minutes. Today, we're going to be talking about how to attract quality direct support professionals into your organization. Again, if you are new to Periscope, welcome. It's an awesome tool. It's pretty intuitive. If you are on an iPhone, you can slide to the right. And then if you slide up just a tad, you can share on Twitter or you can share on Periscope. But again, thank you. My name is Michael Kieris, and today we're going to be talking about how to attract quality direct support staff professionals into your organization. Just to tell you a little bit about me, I am a project manager. I work with a lot of IT consultant companies as well as home and community-based service providers. And I had a lot of experience with home and community-based providers. And one of the main pain points that I constantly see that is constantly causing them issues, they're constantly complaining about, is quality staff, high turnover, just poor lack of a talent pool. It's just a huge concern that I see consistently across at least 4 or 5 different organizations that I've been involved with and been helping out. So I decided to, just talk about some things that can really help with those pain points and some things that I've seen some other people have really had some success with. I'll give you guys some resources out there that you may not have known about that'll really get you over the hump, really get you out of that funk of, always having to look for new staff, always worrying about individuals calling out, always worrying about your quality being where it needs to be. So the first thing I'm going to discuss is the National Alliance for Direct Support Professionals, NADSP. Again, that's the National Alliance for Direct Support Professionals, NADSP. Google that organization. They're holding an annual conference. It's coming up in June 4th and 5th in Atlanta, Georgia. And this organization is phenomenal because they're really focusing on direct support professionals. They even have a certification course that your staff can take, and it'll really help get your current staff where they need to be as far as making sure that your organization is providing the quality support to the to the clients that you guys serve. Hey Lula, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Today we're talking about how to attract quality direct support professionals into an organization. Now this live broadcast is specifically for home and community-based service providers. One of the main issues that they see, that I've seen and that they experience and that they tell me about always is I'm having trouble finding staff. It's hard to find quality staff. They're always turning over. Some of the main reasons is because of low wages, lack of benefits, and the stigmatized perception of being a direct support professional or a staff support person working with the individually disabled community. It's just not it's not really a prestigious role, so there's always an issue with attracting this talent pool. So again, NADSP, make sure you guys Google that, check it out. They're going to have an annual meeting conference from the 4th to the 5th in Atlanta, Georgia. For members, it's only $179, and for non-members, it's $199. You're going to learn the very best of the DSP and the development practices and information. You're going to hear from individuals like Dave Hingsburger. He's real awesome. Shop, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Lynn Seagle, Cathy Ficker. These are some great talents. Make sure that you guys are tapping the screen. That's how we get some hearts. Again, if you're new to Periscope, you can slide the screen to the right if you're on an iPhone, maybe to the left if you're on an Android, and you can share this with your Twitter followers, and you can share it with your Periscope followers. So that's the first thing that you do. Make sure that you follow and join and get involved with the National Alliance of Direct Support Professionals. This will really help you learn how to attract quality support professionals into your organization. Next, I'm going to talk about is you have to create a structured behavioral interview framework And what this is, it's really a systematic workflow of how you go about interviewing your candidates when you are approaching them and interviewing for a possible role. So what you want to do first is you want to identify competencies that you're going to look at to bring these individuals in the organization. Direct support. Are they familiar with direct support? You want to ask them questions around that. What types of experience have they had with it? Usually I found the individuals that get into this line of work usually have a relative who is disabled or an elderly family member, and they just have an affinity, or they have a sibling or a parent, and they just have a big heart and they want to take care of them. But you want to make sure that they have been through some type of form of training, or at least you want to gauge where they are as far as training is concerned. Next is, are they familiar with health, wellness, and safety? Are they able to really follow guidelines and understand the best practices to ensure that your organization and they are in compliance? And then lastly, are they familiar with consumer support plans? Or do they know how to develop a plan? Do they know what goes into a plan? Do they monitor and know about assessment? Hey, Lula, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the hearts. Appreciate you sharing. You really want to make sure that these individuals are understanding that. So once and these are just, some 3 that I gave you guys, but there are many more out there. Once you really have identified those competencies that you want to rate these individuals on, then you want to create what they call a Likert scale. Hey, Jay Ross, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for joining, guys. I appreciate it. Hey, guys, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining. This live broadcast is for the home and community-based service providers. One of their huge pain points is how to attract quality direct support professionals into their organization. So I'm doing this live broadcast to really give them some value, and then I'll share this with them later on. I've invited some of them to Periscope, but a lot of them are probably new. But as I do these daily, weekly, I'm sure that many more will jump on. So again, I appreciate you guys hopping in. So you want to create a Likert scale. Now, Likert scale is, on a scale of 1 to 5, how well do you like pizza, or how well do you like popcorn? But you're going to use this for your organization internally. So depending on how well they answer those questions in regard to those competencies, you're going to then rate them. I would suggest using 1 to 5, 5 being excellent, 3 being average, and 1 being poor. And of course, 4 and 2 are in between. So 5, they responded. Their responses demonstrated knowledge and experience and included some concrete examples. 3 was average. They responded to the information. They explained and expressed that they have a knowledge and they really understand the knowledge area and working with the individuals. And 1, of course, is poor. Hey, Canel, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Make sure that you guys share with the rest of your group. And for the best results for this structured behavioral interview process, I appreciate the hearts, guys. Thanks for tapping. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you identify the assessment tool prior to the interview. You want to identify what questions you're going to ask. Hi, how you doing? And you want to choose the questions to align with your organization's mission statement, your mission and goals. So, that's self-explanatory. You really want to take your time and be thorough because it starts in the beginning to attract these quality staff. Ask the same questions to all applicants. That way you have a baseline of how you're going to assess these individuals once the interviewing is done. And you don't want to have no more than 8 or 10 questions. 8 or 10 should give you enough time to really implement an hour, 45 minutes to an hour for an interview that's really quality. You really understand, is this candidate someone that's going to fit into our organization? Are they quality? Do they understand what we're trying to accomplish? And are they going to provide the best services to the individual as possible? And lastly, you want to create a strong culture. And one of the ways that you can do that is, especially when you're looking to attract quality staff, quality direct support professionals in an organization, you want to recognize and understand the personalities, preferences, the culture, and abilities of the direct support professionals. Understand what's important in their lives, their culture, and their work setting. It's always about what's in it for the individual. That's the number one way that you can communicate to a direct support professional. So if you're not clearly communicating your goals, your culture, and showing how they fit in, and showing how not only are you concerned about the client's livelihood and their well-being, but also about the direct support professional's well-being, and they'll pick up on that in the interview. And number two, you want to set expectations and terms on personal outcomes, not just for those that you're serving, not just for the individuals, but you also want to do that for the direct support professionals as well. So make sure that they define the quality terms of their personal outcomes, and not by conformity or for organizational rules of their job descriptions. This will really open up them to be innovative once they understand the guidelines and where they fit into the organization. Hey, thanks for joining Chicks Rule. I appreciate it. Make sure that you guys are sharing this with your followers. Slide to the left if you're new to Periscope. That'll give you the option to share and follow others in the live broadcast. And again, we're talking about, how to attract quality direct support individuals for home and community-based service providers. And lastly, in that same manner, you want to assist your direct support professionals. You want to articulate what their own personal goals and their objectives are. Once you're able to understand what their goals and what their objectives are, you can better assess where they may fit in. You may have a direct support professional who may be better as an admin, or you may have one that's better at overseeing the quality of the organization. We've seen that all the time in some of the organizations that I worked with, that this person, it may not fit with this client, but her paperwork was always tight. She was always prompt. When you asked her a question, she knew about the individual, even though it might not have been a great fit. We put her in a different role, and she flourished. And I believe she's a supervisor by now. So again, this is just a quick live broadcast I wanted to share and bring you guys some value. I know this is a huge pain point for a lot of the organizations that I work with. And just to recap, if you joined late, you want to link up and get involved with the NADSP. That's the National Alliance Direct Support Professional for Professionals. They have an annual conference coming up. If you guys want to know more about that, make sure that you email me at mkearse@taskssandsolutions.com. Again, that's MKEARSE @taskssandsolutions.com. All right. I'll make sure that I'll put that link to my website and my profile as well. But I'll follow up with all of this information if you guys missed it, or you can just go back and watch it. So one, you want to link up with the NADSP. You want to attend that conference, or at least get involved with them. They will give you some great insight on how to beef up your DSPs, so to speak. You want to create a structural behavioral framework. You want to identify competencies. You want to create Likert scales to assess those individuals during those interviews and really assess them. And you want to make sure that you don't use no more than 8 to 10 questions, and make sure that you're using the same questions for everyone. That way you can really gauge them. And then lastly, you want to create that strong culture. You really want to show these individuals when they're coming into your organization that you are an organization that really cares about the values of everyone involved in the organization, not just your clients, but the direct support professionals as well. Once they see that you guys put them first and you care about them as well, the quality will show through and it'll shine through. So again, this was just some information on how to attract some quality direct support staff. If you guys found value in this, please email me again, mkearse@taskssandsolutions.com. I also will be hosting a 5-week teleseminar beginning in April. They will be recorded. If you want to know more information about that, please shoot me an email and ask me about that as well, and I'll make sure you'll get that information. And again, I appreciate you guys coming on. You guys enjoy your day. Talk to you soon.